Northside faithful, stop what you're doing and give me 30 seconds. Chicago is about to put two names on the table that you probably never imagined would be tied to the same trade, and the trade deadline clock is ticking fast at Wrigley Field. But before I tell you who's involved in this potential blockbuster, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because what you're about to hear could reshape the Cubs' rotation for the next 4 years. Stick with me until the end, because this story has layers the national media still hasn't fully uncovered, and I'm going to break down every detail so you know exactly what's at stake for the Cubs. According to Bob Nightingale of USA Today, the Chicago Cubs are internally evaluating a straight-up trade with the Seattle Mariners. Their target is starting pitcher Emerson Hancock. The Cubs front office wants to strengthen the rotation for the stretch run, with the idea of adding Hancock alongside Matt Boyd, Shota Imanaga, and Ben Brown. On Chicago's side, the names reportedly being discussed are outfielder Seiya Suzuki and infielder Matt Shaw. Nothing has been finalized yet, but talks are said to be progressing, and the window to pull off a deal like this gets smaller with every passing day before the league's trade deadline. The numbers behind this potential trade explain why the Cubs are interested. Hancock, 27 years old, owns a 3.26 ERA this season across 110 and one-third innings, making 20 starts. He also remains under team control for 4 more years after 2026, making him an extremely valuable asset. On the other side, Seiya Suzuki is in the final year of his contract, while posting an impressive .835 OPS. Meanwhile, the Seattle Mariners rank 28th in Major League Baseball in runs scored this season, making it easy to understand why they'd be interested in adding a bat like Suzuki's to the middle of their lineup. Those aren't the flashy numbers you usually see in breaking headlines, but they're exactly what explains the logic behind this rumored deal. If this trade actually happens, the immediate impact would be felt throughout the Cubs' starting rotation. Hancock would likely slot in as the number 4 starter behind Boyd, Imanaga, and Brown, easing the workload on a pitching staff that's already been stretched thin by injuries this season. Offensively, though, losing Suzuki would create a massive hole in the lineup. He's been one of the Cubs' most consistent hitters throughout 2026, and replacing that production wouldn't be easy. The departure of Matt Shaw, who is currently on the injured list, would also complicate the organization's depth plans, likely forcing Chicago to call up prospects from AAA earlier than expected. From what my sources inside the scouting department are telling me, the Cubs front office has made Emerson Hancock their number 1 fallback option if Tarik Skubal isn't available before the trade deadline. What I've learned is that Jed Hoyer is now willing to move proven major league talent, not just prospects, to secure pitchers with long-term team control. That's a noticeable shift compared to previous trade deadlines, when Chicago focused heavily on protecting its major league roster. The one question that still hasn't been answered is whether Seattle would demand both Suzuki and Shaw, or if they'd be willing to complete the package with just one of them plus prospects from the Cubs farm system. That's the part I'm still digging into, and as soon as I get confirmation, you'll hear it right here first on the channel. Now here's my opinion, no sugarcoating it. Trading Seiya Suzuki would be a major strategic mistake by the Cubs front office. Swapping proven offensive production for a mid-rotation starter, even a very good one, makes your club weaker when you're trying to make a playoff push right now in 2026. I understand the appeal of adding years of team control, but this team needs immediate reinforcements, not a quiet step toward the future. If Jed Hoyer pulls the trigger on a deal like this, he's choosing tomorrow over a championship window that's wide open today. Contending teams don't trade away the heart of their lineup in late July, they build around it. That's exactly what I expected the Cubs to do at this point in the season. That's it, Northside Nation. The trade deadline is closing in fast, and I'll be right here tracking every move as it happens, bringing you updates the moment anything becomes official. Smash that like button, drop a comment telling me what you'd do if you were Jed Hoyer, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. I'll see you in the next update, coming straight from Chicago. And as always, fly the W. And thanks for riding with me through this stretch run.